Hey folks, Lenny Lawson here on this beautiful pre-spring day. It may not be pre-spring when you listen to this. What is pre-spring? Well, for me, it's when the days start to get warmer and my wife says, "You going to go out and fix the yard?" So that's what I did yesterday. We had a bunch of people come over. We have woods on our property, and just a beautiful section of woods that just got completely grown over. So I had this. It's called Affordable Tree Service. They came in, and I said, I want every dead tree eliminated and all of the underbrush eliminated. So I want it to look like a park. And they said, okay. So they did it. You would not believe the brush pile that they created. I'm going to have to call the fire department and have them come over with a fire engine before I set that thing off. Of course, I do have to have a permit since I'm in the city. But anyway, let me get back to my story. They destroyed all of the grass just on the house side of the woods. It's gone. It's just mud. So I have this tractor dealership where we sell mowers and tractors, and there's this grasshopper thing that has one of those doodads that punches holes in the ground. A hole puncher. Aerator, that's what it's called. See, I'm not a tractor expert or a lawnmower expert for that matter, but I do sell them. So the aerator made it to my house, and I punched holes all over that area. And then my wife and I, we went and bought some grass seed. That stuff's expensive. And I had to estimate how many square feet of space I had to cover. I estimated 16,000 square feet. And then I had to get the fertilizer. So I got all that spread. I did all of that in a matter of probably 2.5 hours. It's amazing what great equipment can do for you as far as speed is concerned. So now we just wait for decent weather, for rain, and to see if it grows. And I hope it does. So something I did for you. You know, I talk about these warranty solicitations that you get in the mail right after you buy a new or used vehicle. Well, I assume you get them when you buy a used vehicle. I know I get them when I buy a new one. I get phone calls all the time from people who say, "What do I do with this?" I had this wonderful gentleman that I love dearly, and his son, his wife of many, many years, just passed away not too long ago. And I stopped into his house the other day, and he's got all these envelopes out, and I spotted one of the warranty solicitations. And then I lifted it up, and then there's another one. He just bought a new F-150 from me. And I said, "Don, this is junk. You don't have to do anything with this." "Oh, I don't have to pay that?" "No, that's not anything you have to worry about." Well, I got one in the mail myself. Matter of fact, attached to it was what looked like a check. It says registration fee voucher. Pay to the order of Leonard B. Lawson and my address, $199. So I decided I was going to call him. And so I did, and I recorded that conversation. We're going to play that here in just a few minutes. But before I get into that, I want to talk about tune-ups. I had a gentleman here at the dealership. He was looking at my 65 Corvair. I brought it in this past weekend and then couldn't get it started. So I had to grab something else to drive home. Frustrating. That's what you deal with when you deal in old cars. But we had a little conversation over the Corvair, and he said, "By the way, I've got a 2003 Corvette, and I got a quote on a tune-up. And don't you just have to change the spark plugs?" And I said, "Well, I'm not exactly sure what's included in a tune-up on a 2003 Corvette." And he said, "Well, I think it's just you have to replace the spark plugs." And he said, "They're going to charge over $600 for that." I said, "Well, that sounds excessive. Let me check into it." So I asked him to wait. Went back, talked to my service manager. I said, "Look up what the labor time is for a tune-up on a 2003 Corvette." So in about 10 seconds, he said, "Lenny, that pays 2 hours to do a tune-up. Does it say what's included?" And he said, "Well, usually you replace the spark plugs. Lots of people go ahead and replace the spark plug wires as well, but that's not." I asked the gentleman if that was included in the price. He said no. They said just spark plugs. So what I want to kind of go over with you folks today is what should you pay for a tune-up and what should be included? Now, 40 years ago, that's going back a ways. Well, really, I should say, but while we still had carburetors, so that's probably 50 years ago. Back in the 70s, a tune-up, as I recall, it was about $25 labor and about $25 worth of parts. So just about $50, somewhere in that neighborhood plus tax. But we replaced some parts in the distributor, the condenser and the points. And we also, and we always replace spark plug wires. We would also replace the spark plugs. Most engines were V8s back then, although we did have some 4-cylinders. Remember the Chevy Chevette? And so, and beyond that, it was just filters and probably a PCV valve, a positive crankcase ventilation valve, and they were pretty cheap. So that was pretty much what a tune-up was. We would also put it on a Sun engine analyzer just to make sure that everything was firing off the way it was supposed to. They don't do any of that anymore. And that was every 12,500 miles. And then when they put electronic ignition on cars, it went to about 25,000 miles. And now when do you need a tune-up? Maybe never. But I think most of the manufacturers recommend spark plug changes at maybe 100,000 miles. So, I mean, do you need a tune-up every year? Absolutely not. Every 10 years? Maybe not. What would be the signs that you might want to tune up? Well, if your mileage starts going down, fuel mileage is not good. Let's say that you sense a miss, like an engine miss. Car's really slow to start. I mean, it's sluggish with the accelerator. It just doesn't go. Then you might need a tune-up. But, with the really good fuels that we have today, they're very clean. And, if you keep your fuel filters changed and your air filters and you do everything in regular maintenance, I mean, it's very possible, maybe at 75,000 miles, just do what the manufacturer recommends. And if you don't have a manual in your car, let's say you bought a used car and it didn't come with a manual, just Google it. Just say, how often do I need to change change my spark plugs or get a tune-up on a Ford Escort, a 2004 Ford Escort. And it'll tell you what you need to know. So let's take our first break, and I'll be back in just a minute, and I'll play this, well, not all of it, but part of this recording on this phone call that I made to a company that's trying to sell me an extended warranty, even though I have a warranty on my brand new F-150. I'll be back in just 1 minute. Okay, I am back. So can you record a conversation on the phone? Is it legal to record somebody else? Well, it is in the state of Tennessee, so I did it, but I did it for you. So if I get arrested, I'll need one of you guys to bail me out. So let's listen to parts of this phone call. Before I start to play it, I have to say I was on hold for 6 minutes and 38 seconds before anybody answered the phone. Now, most people will give up before then, but I was determined to not give up for your benefit, and this is the first thing that I heard.
Department, Daniel speaking. How may I help you today?
Well, that was a long hold.
I'm sorry about that. Do apologize. And how may I help you today?
Well, I got this notice that says that my warranty's expired on a truck I just bought.
Oh, okay, I can help you out with that. May I have the customer ID or approval number? Should be at the top right.
Okay, so I've got this letter, and he wants to know what the record ID number is, or the ID number. So I read him the ID number, and then I just let him keep talking.
And I see you have the 2024 F-150, correct?
I do.
All right. Did you know how many miles you had on your vehicle?
Well, I just bought it like 3 months ago. Probably have, I think I have 5,000 miles on it.
5,000. Is everything running okay so far?
Absolutely.
Wonderful. Have you had any issues with the vehicle since owning it?
No, I have not. So why would he ask me that question? I mean, I told him it was a new vehicle. Why would it matter if I'm having any issues? It's still under the manufacturer's warranty. He's acting as if it's a used vehicle, like he wasn't listening to me. and still trying to identify whether, I guess, whether to sell me a new vehicle warranty or a used vehicle warranty. Okay, let's keep going.
Okay, gotcha.
I mean, it's under the factory warranty.
Right. They gave you about 36,000 miles, right?
Right.
Okay, gotcha. So we're actually updating the factory coverage for you today. That way you have protection for the next 7 years on your vehicle.
Okay, so that's his first lie right there. We're updating the factory coverage on your vehicle. He's not updating anything. He's trying to sell me extra coverage through a different company, and I nail that down here in just a few minutes. So let's keep rolling.
Okay.
Now, are you with Ford?
So we handle all Ford vehicles. We're the coverage for it, and we also work with other manufactured vehicles. So the coverage we're updating, it's the same exact coverage that you're getting through the dealership. The coverage is through Zurich.
So we handle all Ford vehicles. We are the coverage for it. But then at the end, he says he's with Zurich. What is Zurich? Well, it's a town in Switzerland. No, it's an insurance company. Maybe it's named after the town in Switzerland. But it's definitely not Ford. It's not any manufacturer. I'm not saying it's a bad warranty, but it is not handled by the manufacturer. Okay.
So it's the same exact protection for you. And
Are you with Zurich or Ford?
yes, with Zurich. That's correct. It's with Zurich.
No, do you work for Zurich?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
That's correct. That's correct. The coverage will be for the next 7 years, or whenever you hit, whenever you hit 105,000 miles, whichever comes first. And we do include the 24-hour roadside assistance. We give you a rental in case you need one, and as well as cover your oil changes through our rewards program for you. And then your deductible for the coverage is only $100 deductible when anything happens. And then we'll take care of the rest of the cost for you. And then that way you can get back on the road, okay? And then whenever you break down 100 miles or more from your home as well, we also reimburse you for your food and lodging whenever that happens, okay?
Now, on the face of it, that doesn't sound like bad coverage. I mean, they're going to cover the car. They're going to cover, if I have a breakdown, food and lodging, and going to cover oil changes. Of course, I don't know how that works, how many oil changes is included, but they're throwing a lot of stuff at me. I mean, if I am uninformed, then I might think, number one, that this is a factory warranty. Number two, that the coverage is excellent. And now he's getting ready to hit me with a price. But watch what he does. He doesn't give me the full price. I have to ask him for that. He tells me how much per month it is.
I'm going to get you some good pricing. Okay, so the premium on the coverage monthly is going to be at $169 for the first 24 months. And the final 5 years of the coverage is going to be free of charge for you. We just need to update your file with the Visa or MasterCard, whichever you prefer to start your coverage for the next.
What is the total cost of the warranty?
So total cost we're looking at is $43.07.
Is that plus tax, or does that have tax in it?
No tax. So we're looking at grand total $43.07 and 10 cents.
Okay. Well, I just need to check with the dealership. I turned it down at the dealership. I need to check with them and see what they would charge me for if I go through them, because I've done a lot of business with them.
Now, that was a test. Watch what he does now.
I totally get it. Now, let me see. I can actually do something better on that pricing for you on that premium. I'm going to see if I can get you into our We Care program real quick. 1 second.
Oh, the We Care program.
So I was able to get you down to, okay, that's a 6-year plan. Okay. So I actually have a 6-year plan available, and we can fly you in for that coverage. It's still going to be platinum protection. It'll be for 6 years, and that one is $149 monthly for the first 24 months, and then the final 4 years we get to you for free. Does that work a little bit better in terms of pricing?
Okay, so he's going to cut a year off of the coverage, and he's going to drop the payment price a little bit. And I love how he says you just pay for 2 years and then the other years are free. I just think that's just so nice of them, don't you?
Well, it's still $3,500, $3,576.
That's correct.
Yeah.
That's actually going to be on the lower end for this type of coverage. The average cost of this coverage is usually between $4,700 and maybe $5,500. So I actually took $500 off for you today.
Okay. Well, again, I just want to check with them, and I can call you back. Is this $199 come off of it as well? This check here?
Yep, I actually applied that, and then I took an additional $300 off for you, so it's $500 off total.
Uh-huh. I bet you did.
Okay. And it's bumper-to-bumper coverage?
That's correct.
But it doesn't cover the bumpers, does it?
No, it doesn't. That's what your insurance will cover.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for dealing with it, and I'll check with my dealer, and I'll call you back.
All right, give us a call as soon as you can.
Thank you. Bye.
So what do you think about that? I mean, just think about who this preys upon. I just bought a brand new vehicle. I'm already being told that my warranty is about to expire. That gets my attention. It gets the attention of a lot of folks. This is a very successful kind of a direct mail piece. I mean, it says final notice on it. Immediate response requested. It has my name, my address. It has numbers. It has a record ID number. This is all very impressive to somebody who doesn't know better. And you may not have heard of Zurich. I have. It's a good insurance company. They come solicit me for my dealership insurance. We have actually sold some of their products through our finance office many years ago. It's not a bad company. This guy does not work for Zurich. I can promise you. He's an independent sales agent. And he could be an insurance agent, but you don't have to be an insurance agent to sell extended warranty products or service contracts because they're really not insurance. Zurich is an insurance company, but they just offer these extended warranty products like a lot of people do. So I have talked about these types of letters. I just thought it was important to actually make the phone call, record it, so you can see how to handle it. What would this warranty actually cost if you were to buy it either direct from Ford or Toyota or Chevrolet or any other company? More than likely, you could buy this same coverage for $1,000 to $1,500 less than he was pricing it to me for. And you notice that he is saying it's just $149 a month or $169 a month for 24 months, and then the rest of it, or the remaining years of coverage, are no extra charge. They're free. But they're not. And he gets by with that by quoting a monthly payment rather than the total sale price. You've got to know what you're paying. The same thing when you're buying a car. You don't go in there and say, how much a month can you get my car payment on this car? It's the most foolish thing a car buyer can do. It's the same thing on a service contract like this. Okay, I'll take my last break. I'll be back here in just a second. Okay, I am back. So what are the main takeaways from this? Number one, if you get something like this in the mail, throw it away. Number two, if you want to buy a service contract or an extended warranty, I use those terms interchangeably, but they are basically the same thing. Where should you buy it? You should buy it at the dealership. Can you pay too much for it there? Yes, you can. That's one of the reasons you should shop around. Make some phone calls. Call different Ford dealers. Call different Nissan dealers. Call different Toyota dealers. Find out what they will charge. Make sure that you get a price, and you tell the guy that you're going to shop around, just like I did on this call. And so he may say, well, wait a minute, let me see if I got any coupons here. He'll find a way to discount the price and then say, okay, I'll check back with you. Then call the other dealership and say, listen, I got a price from a competing dealer for an extended service contract. For this term, this mileage, this is the VIN number of the vehicle that I'm driving. How much will you charge me for the best coverage that you have through Toyota or through Honda or through Ford? And the price will be even less than the previous guy. It's just the way this works. It's a business model for car dealers, and it's a way for them to make money. But it's also a way, as a matter of fact, this actually could be a car dealer that has set up a separate side business to sell extended warranties through the mail. That may very well be what this is. So you really don't know. But you protect yourself by checking around. I had a guy come in here. He'd bought a Nissan at another dealership, a Nissan Altima. And they had printed out all his paperwork and kept it at the dealership, and they put his paperwork on a flashcard. And he was elderly. He didn't even know what it was. He didn't know if it was a credit card or what the thing was. He handed it to me. I said, well, this is a memory stick. I stuck it in my computer, and it brought up all of his paperwork. They charged him $5,500 for a warranty that shouldn't have cost any more than between $1,800 and $2,000. And he was elderly. He didn't know. They took advantage of him. And so what do? Well, I don't know. You take somebody with you that's savvy. You don't commit to something like that unless you know what you're buying. It's so hard, though, when the people are really nice and they just seem very trustworthy and they seem like they've got your best interest at heart. And some of them do, but many don't. And so just watch out. If you get anything in the mail, throw it away. Call the dealership. More than likely, the dealership that you bought the vehicle from will treat you right. I certainly hope so. If they won't, call me. We sell extended service contracts all the time to people that didn't buy cars from us. 423-552-2020, or you can email me at lennylawson2020@gmail.com. Well, thanks for listening to this edition of My Car Guru, and I'll see you next time.